So I actually met Alexander Ovechkin in a pretty unexpected way a few years back, and I'll tell you all about that at the end of the video. But first, I want to share my opening of 25 of these containers that I picked up in the premium shop. They're now available today, and review a little bit of uh, the information about the event itself because it may be a little confusing, and I think I've got a pretty good handle on it. So what's most important coming out of these containers for most people are going to be the Ovechkin commanders. These commanders are particularly good for Soviet destroyers because they have the standard unique commander bonus of turret traverse, but they also have a survival expert bonus of 400 hit points per level as opposed to 350. And you may remember from the old days, survival expert used to be, or survivability expert used to have a standard bonus of 400 points, and then they nerfed it down to 350. So what this means essentially for a tier 10 ship is an additional 500 hit points, which is particularly useful on the Soviet destroyers because in addition to the 500 hit points you get, it also increases the efficacy of the heals. There are three commanders that you have the option of getting: the Soviet commander, the American commander, and the bi-national commander. So the Soviet commander is the easiest one to obtain. You actually have to just come to this page and click the participation button, and it will open up a chain of missions. And I'll put the link to this page below in the video. I did play at least one game today, though, and I have not yet seen this mission chain show up. It may show up later in the day. Ranked sprint is also not set to kick off for another 3 hours, so I don't know exactly when server time those missions will pop up. But I think they're pretty easy to do. One thing though to keep in mind is the option for accessing these missions ends at the end of the month. So if you don't come in here and click the I want to participate button, they will not be available to you. So make sure you do it just for the hell of it, because it also gives you a few other bonuses. So when you do unlock the missions and you start to naturally go through them, you'll get a crate, a non-premium Ovechkin crate, and that first crate will open up the beginning of a collection for you that you can then go to your collection and subscribe to. I can't show you on my account how to subscribe to a collection because all of my collections are finished. But you'll notice that if you look at your collection, some of the odd ones, you can go into them and click whether or not you want to continue receiving bonuses from them or crates from them at random. I believe you can only receive them one at a time. I'm sure someone in the comments will correct me. But through those collection containers, you will eventually unlock the American commander. So what kind of ship the American commander might be a value on? Again, potentially a destroyer because of the bonuses, but your mileage may vary. But this is really a very strong commander, and because you have the Russian one and the binational one, that's one for your Khabarovsk, one for your Grozovoy. Now the third one, the binational one, the only way to get him is by getting special missions, and you get those special missions randomly, RNG wise, in the Ovechkin containers. You have a greater chance of getting those missions in the premium containers. You know how it works. There's also the opportunity in these premium containers to pick up one of several ships. So let's see if I can pull up the names of these ships. I believe the Chapiev is one, the North Carolina. These are silver ships. And the premium ships, the Scharnhorst, Alabama, Abruzzi, and Leningrad. If you've already got one of these ships, though, you will get the credits for them. So that's kind of nice. I myself, I wouldn't mind getting the Abruzzi. It wasn't a ship I was excited enough to purchase when it came out, but it's a good-looking ship at least, and it's also the only one that I don't already have. You also have the chance of getting the missions, and again, it's not like these are in the container. You get a mission to then earn the reward. But usually, as we've seen with previous containers, these missions are pretty easy, and if it's, if you're under time pressure to get them done, you can usually burn through them in co-op. You also get the chance to get the aircraft carrier for the Lexington, which is kind of cool because you got an animated Ovechkin skating around on an ice rink, similar to Steven Seagal, who would come out and do his kung fu exercises on the deck of the Missouri. Again, remember you've got to come down here to on this page to activate those mission chains, which will give you the opportunity to earn the Soviet version of the commander and the American version of the commander. The American comes from the collection being completed. Soviet comes from completing the missions. The I think you also get the chance to get a mission chain for the binational, but you can also just go to the shop and buy the binational for $50, which is a pretty steep price for a commander. Also, the containers are, as usual, camos, which have pretty good bonuses. I have to say, not terribly disappointing. 75 XP, 125 Commander XP, free XP. They actually look kind of good. They look nice to me. You also get a guaranteed 10 flags, not the usual 5 or 15 or 10 or 20, but a guaranteed 10 elite flags. So with that in mind, let's get to opening the containers. And I like the animation on these containers, by the way. It sort of goes around in a circle. Oh, okay. First container, we get the Chappie mission set. All right. Part of the collection. We'll take a look when I'm done opening containers where I am in terms of the collection. Whether or not it gets completed with these 25 or not. And if I need, if I can fill the gaps with duplicates. Interesting. I don't. I've actually had the chance to see him play a few times in playoff games for the Capitals. Excellent player. And what do we have here? Okay, it's the Alabama. That's great. Again, a shot I get. Unfortunately, I believe it's only going to give me credits, not doubloons. If you do earn the commander, though, the binational commander, and you purchase them as well, that will get converted to essentially the same amount of doubloons. Uh, what is it? 12,500. All right. Not bad, not bad. So, meeting Alex Ovechkin. A friend and I used to be aficionados of nightclub bottle service in DC, and we'd often split the tab on bottle service at various nightclubs. And oh, here we go. All right, Leningrad. On various bottle services at clubs, and it's they take bottle service at clubs very seriously. They make sure you get your dedicated VIP area. Often the only way to even get a seat in a nightclub is to have bottle service, so that gets you a table. Unless you're a lady, in which case you can pretty much sit anywhere you want. In fact, that's kind of the purpose of bottle services. Guys get a table, and women who are there, you sort of invite them over to your table, invite them to have some drinks, dance, etc., etc. And usually when you sign up for bottle service, you've got to sign so much paperwork. I mean, usually you're looking at, I don't know, around $1,000 for the night. So the paperwork is the equivalent of a mortgage. The nightclub's real fear is that you will go to your credit card company and say, hey, I never charged this, and try to get your money back. So they're very much on guard against that. But usually at the tables that you've got a dedicated hostess, or maybe you're sharing that hostess with a few different folks. And they bring out your bottles, and they bring out some ice and a bunch of different mixers and whatever else you want. I myself don't drink alcohol, but I always was able to order a bunch of Red Bulls or something like that. And most nightclubs have different levels of VIP tables, so usually my friend and I would go for something moderate or something on the lower end. And this one particular nightclub, it's not around anymore. It shut down a few years ago. I think somebody was assaulted or shot there. I don't know. It was aiming for classy, but it was a little on the trashy side. Still classy, but not like super classy. And maybe that was just because of the clientele they attracted. So we get there one night. They bring us in. I sign the reams of paperwork, and they sit us down at a table, and it's a table that's in the center with like big couches around it, right next to the DJ. It's pretty much the nicest table in the room. And I was a little surprised because maybe we just got a free upgrade or something. And then they bring out the mixers and the bottles, and they're just covering this table, you know, with huge chests of ice and all of the juices and accoutrements and just giant bottles of Cristal and all the other whatever. I don't really know alcohol that well. So so he and I were sitting down. We're just taking in the scene. It's a little on the early side. Most of these clubs don't get going until midnight or 1 a.m. And we're there like 11:30 or so. And this guy comes and sits down next to me on the couch. And I kind of look at him and think, he's sitting a little close. This is really my VIP area. Should I get the hostess to come over and escort him out of here? Because, you welcome women into your club. No problem. Oh, it's giving me an alert here that I've got, I apparently completed part of the collection. That may get me a few more containers. Or I guess non-premium containers. We'll see. I'll have to go take a look. Huh. Oh, that's a little off topic, isn't it? Let's go. Let's see if we can get a super here. So this guy sits next to me on the couch. He seems friendly. I just sort of look at him, but don't, I say, hey, how you doing? He sort of looks back at me and smiles, and his face looks like he fell out of a tree and hit every branch on the way down before landing on the cement. And then the hostess comes over and taps me on the shoulder. My friend says, come over here. And she says, sorry, we thought you were somebody else or with somebody else's party. This isn't your table. We need to move you over here. And so we go up some stairs and sort of, the nosebleed section, if there's such a thing at a nightclub. And they set up our table there and said, sorry about that. My friend, who actually is a huge sports fan, says, you have any idea who that is? And I said, I have no idea. So that's Alex Ovechkin. So that's my, sorry if you, the story's a little bit disappointing, but yeah, that's my Alex Ovechkin story. But I've seen him on the ice many times, and obviously he's an exceptional player, and I think it's pretty cool how they bring him into the game, and I hope that maybe this results in some more fresh blood entering World of Warships. So let's go and take a look at the collection. Where's my collections? Sorry, I haven't looked here in a while. Oh, okay. The collection's complete. My reward is American Alex Ovechkin. This, I am sure, is pretty fascinating to people who are hockey fans or Ovechkin fans. And actually, it's kind of a nice way to bridge the gap between a Russian company, because Ovechkin is Russian. I don't know, maybe he plays on their Olympic team, and American hockey fans. Who, there's a shared interest, so it makes sense that there's a commander for each nation and a binational commander. I'm going to take a look at the personal assignments. I don't know if I got the elite Ovechkin. Maybe I didn't have great luck. Maybe I was talking too much while I was opening the containers. Leningrad, Chapiev. I got very lucky on the British containers because I got all of those commanders. I'm sorry, all of those premium ships. I did not seem to get the mission for the commander, which is unfortunate. It's Alabama. Oh, there you have it. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose with the premium crates. If you choose to go after any of them, I wish you better luck. Obviously, we picked up a ton of these special flags, so it's always nice to replenish. These are very helpful when you're going up the line and finishing up the Jutland, trying to get to the Daring without having to blow any free XP. Yeah, so we do have that commander. I'm gonna see if we can take a look at our profiles. Be in the reserve, I think, of the American ships. They do come with a fair amount of uh, points. I know that the binational comes with 15 skill points. This one came with 10, so that's kind of cool. Again, I'm not really sure what ship I would put it on in the American line. I don't really play the American destroyers that much. Maybe it would be a good fit on the gearing. Uh, but then I've got other commanders that have bonuses that are also very helpful to the gearing. Obviously, not the John Doe characters with Steven Seagal. I do have, this one actually doesn't have any particular bonuses that are great for Holly. Uh, Halsey doesn't have bonuses that are great for destroyers. Maybe he is going to be an acceptable destroyer because at least you get the survival expert, and destroyers are the only American ships, or the only ships of any kind that I put that commander on. Yeah, so sadly, no Soviets or no binational. And I wonder where he would appear in the reserve here. Maybe at the end. So yeah. Anyway, better luck to you guys on your containers, and I still may get him in one of the. Actually, I'm not going to get any more collection containers because my collection's done. I can't get any more of the containers. So you're maybe kind of screwed. Maybe the better strategy is to just go up with the first unlock the mission on the website, go up the mission chain and start collecting the containers, and then at the last opportunity, when you've already received that commander, then go through and maybe finish the collection with premium containers. You may not even need it. So anyway, finally a pitch for my clan, the new guys. We have a new branch called TNG Ensign. That's for players who are genuinely new at the game and don't yet have tier 10 ships. If you do have a tier 10 ship or even a rental, I encourage you to consider joining TNGD, which is our development branch. TNG Prime itself is invite only. We welcome all onto our Discord. Even if you're in a different clan, we'll give you ally status. The Discord link will be below. All right, well, thanks for joining me, and we'll probably be doing Halloween containers soon and a few other special videos I have planned. So please like and subscribe. Thanks.